Jamal was walking down the busy street on a cold evening. The city lights flickered, and people were rushing past him. He kept his head low, hands in his pockets, trying not to get noticed. Jamal was just an ordinary young man, or so it seemed. The street was crowded, and the sounds of cars and voices filled the air. Jamal wanted only to get home. But tonight something was different. Ahead, a group of police officers stood near a corner. They were watching the crowd carefully, looking tense. Jamal did not want any trouble. But as he walked past, one officer suddenly shouted, "Hey, stop right there!" Jamal froze. He didn't understand why the officer was talking to him. Before he could say anything, two officers grabbed him roughly by the arms. Jamal was pushed hard against the wall. People stopped and stared. Some whispered quietly, others moved away quickly. "What's going on?" Jamal asked, trying to stay calm. "You're under arrest," one officer said coldly. Jamal's heart started to beat fast, but he did not panic. He stayed quiet. He knew this was a mistake, but he also knew that arguing now would make things worse. The officers did not. "Listen," they dragged him toward the patrol car. Jamal looked around, seeing shocked faces. Some people whispered, "That's the son of that rich military man," while others just thought he was some troublemaker. Jamal had learned early in life to keep his secret safe. No one knew the truth about him or his family. His father was a famous Delta Force commander, a man known for his power and bravery. But Jamal never talked about this. To the world, he was just a normal boy. As the police car drove away, Jamal looked out the window. He saw the city lights fade, but his mind was full of questions. Why did this happen to him? Was it because of who his father was? Or was it just bad luck? Inside the police station, Jamal was put in a small room. The walls were cold and plain. Officers asked him questions, but Jamal stayed silent. He knew that one wrong word could change everything. A young officer named Mike came in. Mike looked at Jamal with surprise. He did not know who Jamal was, but something about the boy's calmness made him curious. "Why didn't you run or fight back?" Mike asked. Jamal looked up slowly. "Because I have to stay calm," he said softly. "Sometimes, fighting only makes things worse." Mike nodded, but still did not understand. He thought Jamal was just a quiet kid caught in the wrong place. Meanwhile, news about the arrest spread quickly. On the streets and social media, people talked about Jamal. Some said he was dangerous, others said he was innocent. But no one knew the full story. Jamal's father, Colonel Malik, heard about the arrest while at home. His face tightened with concern. He knew his son was not a criminal, but the world did not see it that way. Colonel Malik picked up his phone and called his lawyer. "We need to help Jamal," he said firmly. Back in the station, Jamal sat alone. He thought about his father and all the lessons he had learned growing up. His father always told him, "In this world, people will judge you, but you must stay strong and true." Jamal took a deep breath. He was ready for whatever was coming. Next, he was not afraid, not because he was powerful, but because he knew who he was inside. Suddenly, the door opened. The judge was coming to review Jamal's case. Jamal stood up slowly. He looked at the officers and then at the judge with steady eyes. The courtroom was full of people. Cameras flashed and whispers filled the room. Jamal noticed some people staring, but he did not look away. The judge, a strong black woman named Amara Daniels, looked directly at Jamal. Her eyes were serious, but calm. "Mr. Jamal Malik," she said, "do you understand the charges against you?" Jamal nodded quietly. The judge continued, "You have the right to speak, but I ask you to listen carefully." Jamal felt a strange calm inside. He did not know what the future held, but he was sure of one thing. He would not let fear control him. As the judge spoke, Jamal's mind raced. Why had the police made such a mistake? Was this just the beginning of a bigger problem? The courtroom was silent when the judge suddenly paused. She looked at Jamal for a moment, and then slowly wrote something in her notebook. Everyone wondered what she was planning. Jamal's secret was still safe, for now, but deep inside he knew his life was about to change forever. The courtroom was quiet after Judge Amara wrote something in her notebook. Everyone waited, curious about what would happen next. Jamal stood still, his heart beating steadily. He did not look scared. Deep inside, he knew this was only the start. The judge finally spoke. "We will take a short break. When we return, we will hear more about the circumstances." Jamal was led back to the waiting area. He sat down and looked around. Some people stared at him with judgment, others with sympathy. But Jamal did not care. He stayed calm and focused. As he waited, his mind went back to his father, Colonel Malik. Jamal had always known his father was different. A hero, many said. But Jamal never wanted to live in his father's shadow. He wanted to be himself, no matter what. He remembered the day his father told him the truth about their family. "Jamal," his father had said, "our family has secrets. Some are heavy, some are dangerous. But never forget, strength comes not only from power, but from knowing who you are." Jamal smiled softly at the memory. That day his father gave him a small badge. It was a symbol of honor, courage, and responsibility. Jamal kept it close, always hidden in his jacket pocket. Suddenly a guard came to take Jamal back to the courtroom. The break was over. Back inside, the judge looked serious. She called a witness to the stand. The witness was a detective who had worked on the case. The detective began to explain what happened that night. He said there had been a report of a fight nearby, and police were told to watch the area. Jamal was mistaken for someone else. Some people in the courtroom whispered. "Mistaken identity," they said. Jamal stayed quiet, listening carefully. The detective's words made things a little clearer, but not everyone believed it. Then, something unexpected happened. The judge asked the detective, "Did you check Jamal's background? Did you find anything unusual?" The detective hesitated. "No, Your Honor. We only looked at the surface." Judge Amara nodded slowly. "Sometimes the surface hides the truth." The courtroom buzzed with tension. Jamal looked at the judge. He could feel she was trying to understand more than just the case. After the detective left the stand, a man walked in quietly. Everyone turned to see who he was. It was Jamal's father, Colonel Malik. The room fell silent. People recognized him. Immediately, the powerful, respected Delta Force commander had come to support his son. Colonel Malik did not say much. He simply stood tall and proud. Judge Amara looked at him and said, "Colonel Malik, your son is here because of a serious mistake. Do you have something to tell us?" The colonel nodded. "Yes, Your Honor. My son is not who they think he is. He is not a criminal. He is my son, and I stand by him." Whispers filled the room again. Some people were shocked, others curious. Jamal watched his father closely. For the first time in a long time, he felt protected. The judge leaned forward. "Colonel, is there something important about your son that we should know?" Colonel Malik took a deep breath. "Jamal has been trained in discipline and strength since he was young. He has faced challenges that no one else knows about." Jamal's secret was about to come out. Judge Amara smiled, softly, but her eyes were sharp. "Thank you, Colonel. This helps us understand more." As the session continued, Jamal's lawyers began to speak. They explained how Jamal was innocent and had been wrongly arrested. The tension in the room grew. Some people were starting to see Jamal differently. Jamal felt hope growing inside him. After hours of talks and questions, the judge finally said, "We will continue this case tomorrow. For now, Jamal, you may go home, but please be careful." Jamal stood up, ready to leave. He felt the weight of the world on his shoulders, but also a new sense of hope. Outside the courtroom, the media waited with cameras and microphones. Jamal tried to stay calm as he walked past them. A reporter shouted, "Jamal, is it true you are the son of Colonel Malik?" Jamal did not answer. He just kept walking. In the car, Jamal's father looked at him and said, "This is only the beginning. Son, people will try to judge you, but you must stay strong." Jamal nodded. "I'm ready, Dad. I will not let fear stop me." As they drove away, the city lights sparkled. But Jamal's journey was far from over. The night was quiet, but Jamal's mind was loud. He couldn't sleep. His father's words kept ringing in his ears. "This is only the beginning, son." Jamal knew things would not be easy now. The truth about his father being a powerful Delta Force commander was out. People were talking. Some were curious. Others were suspicious. And the police? They were not done with him yet. The next morning, Jamal and Colonel Malik sat together in the family living room. It was a simple room, but it held many memories. Jamal looked at his father, hoping for answers. "Dad, why do they keep chasing me?" "I didn't do anything wrong," Jamal said quietly. Colonel Malik sighed. "Because, son, sometimes the past does not stay buried. Sometimes the people who want to hurt you use every chance they get." Jamal's eyes widened. "What do you mean?" The colonel leaned forward. "Many years ago I made enemies, powerful enemies, men who want to bring me down and anyone close to me." Jamal listened carefully. This was the first time his father was telling him so much. "You have to be ready, Jamal. They may try to use you to get to me." Jamal felt a chill run down his spine. He had always thought his father's life was a story of honor and respect. Now he saw the danger behind it. Suddenly, the phone rang. Colonel Malik answered. His face grew serious. "It's from the office," he said. "Something important." He turned to Jamal. "Come with me. We need to go." They left the house, quickly. On the way, Jamal's father explained more about the threats they faced. "At my job, we protect the country, but sometimes the enemy comes closer than we think." Jamal felt nervous but stayed silent. When they reached the office, the mood was tense. Colonel Malik met with his team. They spoke quietly about the recent events, the arrest, the rumors, and now a new threat. One of the officers said, "Sir, we found something strange. Someone tried to hack into your personal files." Colonel Malik frowned. "They are trying to find weaknesses." Jamal was surprised. "Why? What do they want?" The colonel's eyes darkened. "To destroy me and my family." Jamal looked down, feeling the weight of the situation. After the meeting, Colonel Malik took Jamal aside. "You must be careful from now on. Trust only those who have proven themselves." Jamal nodded, trying to be brave. That night, Jamal walked back to his room. He opened the small box his father had given him, the badge of honor. He touched it gently. "I won't be afraid," Jamal whispered to himself. But fear was already near. Outside, shadows moved silently. Unknown faces watched. The house. Someone was waiting for the right moment. The next day at school, Jamal noticed people staring. Whispers followed him in the hallways. Some students acted differently, some even laughed quietly. Jamal knew the news about his father was spreading fast. He felt like an outsider, but Jamal refused to give up. He joined the gym, training harder than before. He wanted to be strong, not just for himself, but for his father too. One evening as Jamal trained, his phone buzzed. A message appeared. "We are watching. Stay quiet or else." Jamal's heart pounded. He showed the message to his father. Colonel Malik's face grew hard. "They have started, but we will not back down." Jamal looked out the window knowing this was only the beginning of a long fight. Days passed, but the danger did not leave Jamal or his family. The threatening messages kept coming. Every time Jamal looked at his phone, he felt a cold shiver down his spine. His father, Colonel Malik, worked harder than ever. He met with police and secret agents. They all wanted to protect Jamal, but they did not know where the threat was coming from. One evening, Jamal was walking home from school when he noticed a black car following him slowly. He felt his heart beat faster. He tried to stay calm and walked faster, but the car stayed close behind. When Jamal reached his street, the car stopped. Two men stepped out and looked around carefully. Jamal quickly ran inside his house and locked the door. He told his father what had happened. "Colonel," Malik frowned deeply. "They are watching you everywhere, son. We must be careful." That night, the family stayed together. Jamal's mother tried to keep things normal for Jamal, but everyone knew things were serious. The next day at school, Jamal felt the pressure more than ever. Some students whispered and stared. Others avoided him. Jamal felt alone. At the same time, Jamal's training became stronger. He pushed himself to the limit, learning to defend himself better. His father watched with pride, but worry filled his eyes. One afternoon, Colonel Malik received a phone call from an unknown number. The voice on the other end was cold and threatening. "If you want your son safe, you must stop your work. Colonel." Malik didn't answer. He ended the call and immediately told the police. Jamal overheard the conversation. He was angry and scared at the same time. "Why are they doing this, Dad? What do they want from us?" Colonel Malik put his hand on Jamal's shoulder. "Because we stand for what is right, and some people do not like that." That evening, Jamal's school announced that a meeting would be held about safety. Jamal wondered if the danger would reach inside his school. During the meeting, parents and teachers talked about the recent events. Jamal listened quietly, feeling all eyes on him. After the meeting, Jamal walked home alone. Suddenly, someone grabbed him from behind. It was one of the men from the black car. Jamal struggled, but they were strong. Just when it seemed hopeless, a loud shout came from behind, "Let him go!" 2 officers appeared and scared the men away. Jamal was safe. His heart was pounding, but he was not broken. That night, Colonel Malik sat with Jamal. "You are stronger than you think, son." Jamal smiled weakly. "I want to fight. I want to protect our family." His father nodded. "And you will. Together." Days passed, but the danger around Jamal's family only grew stronger. Colonel Malik worked harder than ever to find who was behind the attacks, but the enemy stayed hidden, always one step ahead. Jamal felt the weight of fear on his shoulders. Every time he looked outside, he wondered if the black car would appear again. But now he was ready. He trained every day with his father, learning new skills to protect himself and his family. One morning, Colonel Malik received a strange phone call. The voice was quiet, almost a whisper, but full of warning. "We know what you are planning. Stop now or lose everything." Colonel Malik did not show fear. Instead, he promised to find the person behind these threats. At school, Jamal noticed something strange. A new student had joined his class, a tall man with cold eyes who never smiled. Jamal felt something was wrong about this man. He watched him closely. This new student was always near when Jamal was. Jamal told his best friend, Kareem, "I think he's following me." Kareem was worried. "Be careful, Jamal. We don't know who he is." One afternoon, Jamal saw the man enter the school parking lot. Jamal decided to follow him quietly. The man got into a car, but before Jamal could get closer, the man looked back. Jamal quickly hid behind a tree. That night, Jamal told his father everything. Colonel Malik looked serious. "This man is not here by accident. Someone wants to watch you." Jamal's mother was scared. "What do we do now?" Colonel Malik said. "We find the truth, and we stop this." The next day, Jamal's family met with the police again. They planned a way to catch the enemy, but the enemy was smart. That very night, someone broke into their home. The alarm went off, and police rushed to the house. But the intruder was Gonibari. Only a strange note was left behind. The note said, "You cannot hide from us." Jamal felt anger and fear. He was no longer just a scared boy. He was ready to fight back. Jamal could not sleep that night. The note scared him, but it also made him more determined. He wanted to know who was trying to hurt his family. Colonel Malik worked with the police all day. They checked cameras near the house and the school. Finally, they found something important: a shadowy figure near their home on the night of the break-in. The next morning, Colonel Malik called Jamal. "We found a clue. This is bigger than we thought." Jamal's heart beat faster. He asked, "What is it, Dad?" "There is a group working against us," Colonel Malik said. "They want to stop me from doing my job. They don't want me to protect this country." Jamal felt proud, but also scared. He never thought his father's work would bring such danger to their family. At school, Jamal watched the new student closely. One day, he saw the man talking secretly to some strangers near the playground. Jamal knew he had to tell the police. That night, the police prepared a plan. They wanted to catch the enemies before they could attack again. Jamal was nervous but brave. He stayed close to his family, knowing they were ready to fight back. Suddenly, the phone rang. It was the police chief. "We are ready. We have a meeting. Spot where the enemies will come. You must be careful." Colonel Malik told Jamal, "We will face this together. You are stronger than you think." The next day, Jamal and his family went to the meeting spot with the police. They hid behind trees and cars, waiting quietly. Hours passed, and then they saw the black SUV arriving. Men got out, carrying strange bags. The police moved quickly, surrounding them. Jamal's heart raced as the police arrested the men. One of them was the new student from school. When the men were caught, they found papers showing plans to harm Colonel Malik and stop his work. Jamal felt relief, but also sadness. The danger was real, but now the truth was clear. Back at home, Jamal's mother hugged him tight. "You were very brave, Jamal." Jamal smiled softly. He knew the fight was not over, but he was ready to protect his family and his father's honor. Days passed after the arrests, but Jamal still felt uneasy. The threat might not be over. His father, Colonel Malik, worked harder than ever to protect their country and their family. One evening, Jamal sat with his father in the quiet living room. "Dad, do you think they will come back?" he asked softly. Colonel Malik looked at Jamal with serious eyes. "Sometimes when you fight for what is right, the enemy never stops. But we are strong, and we will face whatever comes." Suddenly the phone rang. It was a warning from the police. A new group was planning something bigger. Jamal's heart beat fast. He knew the danger was real again. The next day, the police prepared for the worst. They increased security around Colonel Malik's house and the city. Jamal decided to help too. He trained harder, learned how to stay calm in tough situations. He wanted to protect his family. One night, Jamal heard a noise outside. He looked through the window and saw the black SUV again. This time, more men came out moving quickly. Jamal called his father and the police quietly. Together, they planned a final stand. When the men tried to enter the house, the police were ready. A fierce struggle began. Jamal stayed close to his family, brave and focused. Colonel Malik fought with courage, but Jamal knew it was time to show his own strength. He remembered all the lessons his father taught him, the importance of calm, courage, and heart. With a deep breath, Jamal faced the enemy. Using his quick mind and strong spirit, he helped the police stop the attackers. The fight ended. The police arrested the dangerous men for good. Jamal's family was safe. The city was safe. Later, at a quiet moment, Colonel Malik hugged Jamal tightly. "You made me proud, son. You are more than my son. You are a hero." Jamal smiled, feeling strong and happy. He knew his father's work was important, but now he also knew his own courage could make a difference.